Here's exactly how Friday went down, the suspect claimed. Meshach gave me a ride home. End of story, never saw the guy again. After that, I was just chilling out with my own crew. Hanging out doing some drugs, you know how it is, just bouncing around, going back to my mom's place and whatever. The cop just sat there letting her talk. Glancing down at his notepad, he calmly read back her statement. Your mother said you were there for a while, but then you took off before 10 p.m. On Friday night, to be exact. Which happens to be the evening right before her birthday. And you claim you packed up all your belongings then. Boom, that tiny slip-up tore her entire alibi to shreds. It's a textbook example of expectancy violation theory, the moment reality smacks a liar right in the face from a total blind spot. She walked in expecting them to hold her hand, not grill her on exact timestamps. One quiet correction from the cop and her whole timeline started crumbling, like cheap drywall. Glad to have you back here on the channel. My subscriber count might be tiny, but every single comment you guys leave honestly keeps me going. Picture this, a freezing night in Garfield Heights, Ohio, December 17th, 2018, when dispatch sent units out to a sleepy little house over on East 135th Street. The scene inside was completely wrecked. 27-year-old Meshach Mach Cornwall was dead on the floor, riddled with bullets. The place was trashed and a bunch of stuff was missing: his mom's car, 2 firearms, the television, plus several phones. Snow was piling up under the street lamps while investigators tried to make sense of the mess. The family gave them their first real lead. Mach had just hooked up with this 24-year-old girl from Plenty of Fish named Shakira Graham. She'd actually crashed at his place only a few nights prior. Naturally, detectives hauled her in for a chat. We're going to break down the crazy mind games and psychology going on inside that interrogation room today. Look, before we even get started, let me just clear the air so you can relax. You get that? You aren't under arrest right now, correct? Yeah. All right. You know we wouldn't just pull you in for zero reason. Awesome. And you understand you're completely free to go right. People get super weird sometimes thinking that just stepping foot in a police station means they're in massive trouble. Well, I mean, I wanted to come down here anyway. When I walked into my house, my mom and sister were there, and they basically had zero idea what was going on, you know? Gotcha. Yep. They basically just handed me your business card. I figured I should just deal with it. Fair enough. Look, let me lay out exactly why we asked you to come down here. We just need to clear some stuff up with you. Notice how the cops kick things off zero aggression, all warmth. Getting a suspect comfortable is literally step one in building trust. By repeating that she's totally free to leave, they're essentially tricking her brain into relaxing so she'll just keep spilling details. It looks like friendly small talk, but make no mistake, the trap is already being set. So what's your relationship with, wait, how do you pronounce it? Meshach Mach, right? Mach. Who is this guy to you? I just call him Shaq. Honestly, we practically just crossed paths for the very first time. Around November 20th, maybe? Met on Plenty of Fish. His mom apparently went around calling me his girlfriend, which is super weird. I literally met the woman a single time. Plus, when I did see her, she acted totally paranoid. Definitely seemed a bit messed up on something. Anyway, I was heading over to his place just a few nights back. If I'm guessing the exact day, probably the 12th. She walks straight out of her room, gives me this weird look, and asks what I was doing there. Gave me this whole bizarre vibe like she completely knew who I was already. I mean, yeah, Mach and I hung out a bit, but his girlfriend definitely not happening. It was just super weird. So what you two were basically just hooking up occasionally. Pretty much a casual thing, right? Look, we literally connected on November 20th. That's when we started talking, okay? It really wasn't anything serious, but you hung out at his place? Yeah. Saw his mom that one single time. On the 12th, you're guessing? I think so, yeah. 12th of which month? November. Wait, no, December. This just happened. Yeah, December 12th sounds right for when I met her. Makes sense. See what I mean? First intro ever, mostly because they live totally separate. He's got the downstairs locked down. She stays up top. He had a sense of humor and all, but honestly, I kind of wanted to wash my hands of the whole thing. You just told me the guy passed away. Now I'm sitting here wondering if I need to act a certain way out of respect. You know, look, just shoot straight with us. At the end of the day, we're trying to figure this out for him and the folks he left behind. I get it, you're looking for whoever did this. If someone even did it, nobody actually explained what happened. Only detail I got was that he was lying on his stomach. Does that mean it was drugs or something? Do you think he was the type to OD? Notice how she starts rambling here. Her memory goes blurry, things don't line up, and the narrative starts shifting right before our eyes. The cops just let her keep going. Why? Because a messy, changing story gives you way more ammunition than a straight-up denial. They aren't trying to fix her timeline, they're waiting for her to dig her own grave. All right, let's back up. You were with him on the 12th, correct? Who else was around? Just me and Mach. Nobody else. Well, his mom was in the house when I pulled up. Just to be clear, I'm talking about our very last hangout. You and Mach. Right, exactly. What was the mother up to at the time? Packing for a trip. I think she was down in his room getting things together for New York. Got it. Did you end up sleeping over? Yeah, I stayed. She claims it was Friday, so last Friday. Honestly, it was just whatever evening she ended up leaving out of town. See, that doesn't track. The 14th was days ago, and this whole thing just went down on the 17th. No, listen, the last real time I saw him. Mom just returned from her little New York weekend trip, by the way. So we're talking about the weekend. It's Tuesday now, right? Yeah, today is Tuesday, but I swear I haven't seen Mach since Thursday night, right before his mom took off. And she actually headed out Friday morning. Wow, I didn't even know that. I mean, I heard her upstairs talking to an aunt about getting ready for a trip, but that's it. Something along those lines anyway. All right, so you're saying this was a Thursday evening. Must have been Thursday, right? Going into Friday. You slept over? Yep. Crashed there with him. Absolutely stayed the night. We had been drinking pretty heavily. Honestly, I think I left my boots at his place. Those black ones, who knows really? I was super wasted, so I have no clue where they ended up. I've just been partying a lot lately, so things get fuzzy. So all I'm trying to say is, oh man, is that him? Yeah, that's a photo of him. Crazy. Just, wow. Anyway, keep going. What happened next? He gave me a ride home before his shift. All right, let's get the facts totally straight here. Sure. In my head, Friday fell on the 12th. That's literally the only reason I threw that number out. Okay, then what date is it today? 17th. Nope. Try the 19th. Wait, 18th, right? Damn, my head is totally messed up. You never track the calendar until someone asks. Yeah, it's messing with my brain. Exactly, it's the 18th. Most people just don't pay attention to the exact day of the week until a cop asks them to write. Let's strip away the confusion and just look at the calendar. Today's the 18th, right? Tuesday the 18th. Let's anchor ourselves right there for a second. So today is the 18th, which makes Monday the 17th. Monday was the 17th, correct, my mother's birthday. Sunday was the 16th. We celebrated my mom on her actual birthday, which was the 16th, making that Saturday. She keeps clinging to the 12th as their final meetup. But the investigator forces her back to reality, grounding her memory by walking through the entire weekend day by day. He's probing her. Is she genuinely mixed up or just spinning lies? Fabricated timelines usually crumble fast. Got it. So when he brings you back around 1:45, are you just chilling at home? Yeah. Hanging out with the babysitter. See my baby girl, she's only 7 months old. We had the nanny watching her at the house. That let me totally relax with them. My sister stayed over the night before and I knew she'd stick around all morning. I just really wanted to make it back before my older girl finished up her classes. You know, before she got out at 3:30. Yeah, finished school at 3:30. So I definitely had a strict deadline to be home. He had his own shift to clock into later. We just figured let's hang out after your shift ends. Crazy late, honestly. He scooped me up late Thursday night after he finally finished working. Clocked out at 11. All right, pretty late pickup. Yeah, super late. Look, this is exactly the kind of guy, well, it was a whole spontaneous thing. You get it right? Just a late night impulsive move. Right. I basically snuck out while I had the chance just to mess around for a bit. You feel me? Then I headed back. Fast forward to Monday evening. Mom told me she was so glad I called because she'd been trying to reach me forever. And honestly, she couldn't reach me at all. My connection was completely dead. Right then, absolutely zero Wi-Fi or data. All right, so he drops you back at 1:45, then heads straight to his job on Friday. Yeah, exactly. So now we've actually locked down the real dates. Yeah, I swore it was the 12th. Totally wrong, though Mom's birthday hit on the 16th, which landed on Saturday. Okay. When pressed about the murder, Shakira's vibe violently swings between strange politeness and utter coldness. Psychological whiplash like this, it screams cognitive dissonance. She is desperately trying to juggle inner guilt while projecting a completely calm mask. The detectives are watching everything, tone speed and little self-corrections that leak true feelings. Got a guy, yeah. Name, I'm Jeremy, but honestly, we barely count as dating. Jeremy who? Woods? Wait, no, that's his last name. Gotcha. Only asking because your Facebook literally says engaged. Wait, are you guys engaged? Nah, not anymore. We called that off. Still hooking up, though. Yeah, we do the whole toxic on and off routine. He know Mac? Nope. Never. He aware you're swiping on Plenty of Fish? Yeah. Actually seeing him on there is exactly why I made an account. We were just acting incredibly petty toward each other. I literally told him, look, if you're hunting for chicks online, I'm absolutely matching with random dudes. Where's Jeremy staying? He was crashing down on Fleet Avenue. Fleet. Right. I'm guessing because, well, you know, when you guys knocked on my mom's door or whatever, she definitely told you that Jeremy is my only boyfriend. Because mom only knows about Jeremy. She had zero clue. You ever met a Dwan? Nope. Gotcha. Makes sense. Honestly, highly doubt Jeremy was involved. Seriously, he didn't even know I was over there. I was basically just keeping it a secret. Did anyone else show up at the place while you were visiting? Nah, nobody even knew my location. Just me and Mac. Sorry. And his mom. Pretty sure she stays there. He mentioned they just relocated around Halloween. So he said they barely moved in. Yeah, they haven't been settled long. So I seriously have no clue who, zero idea. Plus, he's got buddies hanging out down there. You feel me? Other people besides me. So honestly, no clue. They suddenly pivot to Shakira's dating history. Completely intentional strategy. Detectives understand that intense jealousy, brutal rejections, or overlapping affairs frequently spark reckless violence. By dragging her unstable fiancé Jeremy B into the spotlight, they are pushing boundaries to see how far emotional motives actually stretch. So recall how he mostly hung out downstairs, yeah? Yeah, that's where I notice any electronics, like a flat screen, an Xbox, anything weird. Yeah, he definitely had gaming stuff. What kind exactly? You talking Xbox, maybe a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, standard console setup? I'm pretty sure it was Xbox. I vividly remember this little red controller he used. All right, constantly playing it. Yeah, he literally watches all his shows through the console. He does, okay. So he kept a television down there too. Actually, no television. More like a computer monitor setup, honestly. He was totally that tech nerd type. Makes sense. Ever spot any guns lying around? Yeah. I actually did. What kind, He's bragging saying I got weapons, then literally pulls one out. Couldn't tell you the make. Like a pistol, a tiny one-handed thing, or some rifle. I seriously have absolutely no clue what counts as a handgun. Look, handguns are small. Like something you can quickly tuck away. Yeah. Exactly. Got it. Did he flaunt anything else or just that single piece? He kept a stash in his closet. Wait, how many? The tiny one right there. Yeah, next to the bed. No, the other closet. Way in the back. Oh, gotcha. Back by the water meter or whatever's over there. I have no clue. All right, but definitely in that same room. Little swinging door downstairs. Same space as the mattress, just tucked on the opposite wall. Yeah, exactly. All right, what was inside? Honestly, no idea. Just a ton of stacked cardboard boxes. So what did you actually see? Just that one pistol in the small case? Right, and I know for a fact he owned more. I'm just not into that scene. Guys bragging about firepower. It's really not the kind of energy I want to be around. The moment she confesses to seeing the weapons, her whole body language freezes up. Watch closely how she creates linguistic distance. He was like, I got guns. Using that verbal buffer is pure distancing. It exposes a subconscious terror of being linked to the weapons. The detectives simply take mental notes. I'm totally lost. I don't even know if I'm allowed to grieve. We barely met, and I'm honestly kind of dating someone else anyway. So I basically popped in to get today's date and time logged. Got it. Okay. I'll step out and check on you shortly. Okay. Wait. Look, please don't leave the room, okay? Yeah, I know. My bad. It's cool. I'm just super freaked out right now. Say what I told you, I'm feeling exposed right now. Gotcha. Need me to crack the door open for you. Would that help? Nah, keep it closed. Seriously, just hang out here with me. Yeah, absolutely. Man, this whole situation is nuts. Hours into this, she plays the scared victim, begging the cop to stick around. That sudden clinginess. It absolutely screams fear of being alone. Definitely not innocence. People hiding something usually stick close to cops just to shield themselves from their own spinning thoughts. I don't really got an employer. No sweat. Hey, did you ever run into his buddies during the brief time you hung out? Nah. I mean, he'd mention his boys sometimes, but he definitely kept them away whenever I came over. Really, what kind of stuff did he say about them? Basically just that they smoked a lot. Right, got it. Oh, and also that he wanted to score some kind of THC vape pen while he was on the clock that day. Wait, seriously. I figured I should definitely toss that detail out there, just in case it actually helps your whole investigation. For sure. So he mentioned this one customer at his job. Well, maybe not a customer exactly, since he's over there working at Avis, Listen, he flat out told me he was hooking up with this older woman who'd always rent cars from them. Like she came in literally every single Friday, and they were messing around on the side. Honestly, might have just been bragging to look cool. He said she looked exactly like Jill Scott, just way older, if you catch my drift. You know how guys talk. Plus, he kept going on about how easy he had it over there, basically boasting that he was wheeling and dealing right on company time. Acting tough about it too, like he wasn't afraid of getting caught at all. Interesting. Yeah, he claimed he was literally pushing weed to his own manager, and something about taking a THC pen as a bribe to hook a customer up with a better rental. Hold up a what? A weed vape. You don't know what that is? It's basically a little cartridge you snap onto a battery. Dude had tons of them, like the stuff from weed, exactly. Concentrated stuff. Honestly, it's kind of hard to break down if you've never seen one. Anyway, he had this deal lined up. Some dude was supposed to slide him a vape cartridge at work in exchange for a free vehicle upgrade. So instead of the guy dropping the normal $75 a day fee for the luxury ride, my guy was just going to take the weed pen as payment. Wait, did this sketchy trade happen during those couple of days you were hanging out? Nope, that was Friday. Just that Friday. Got it. Watch this classic deflection. By dragging his workplace drug habits into the light, she's unconsciously shifting the blame. Trash the victim's character, and suddenly the violence feels somewhat justified. Pivoting from tears straight into gossip. That is a massive red flag cops look for. Look, I drove down here on my own, mostly because my kids dictate every single choice I make nowadays. We totally get that. And honestly, thanks for showing up. Look, as a mom myself, my heart absolutely breaks for his mother. It really does. Especially since you guys are keeping me completely in the dark here. If I don't know anything, there's absolutely no way his poor mom knows what's happening. Did you ever drive his car? Never. Not once. Fair enough. Okay, grab that pen and start. Wait, what am I supposed to say? Literally begin at square one. Just put down how you two matched on. Plenty of fish, exactly like you said. That looks like my damn booking photo. Beautiful. Wait, I mean my driver's license picture. Totally gives off jailbird vibes, right? But honestly, it's kind of a decent shot of me. Not bad. Right, fine. So am I supposed to format this a certain way? Or I'm seriously drawing a blank here? Don't overthink it. Just write down I met Nisha, and let the story flow naturally from that exact moment. Wait, what's his last name again? Honestly, just write Mach. That's all you knew him by. Anyway, yeah, just Mach Shack, actually. All right, that works perfectly. Just put down Shack. So this is right after he takes you home on Friday, correct? Around 1:45. Where'd you head next? Chilled at the house for a bit before leaving again. Yeah, basically getting my outfit and stuff ready for my mom's big celebration. Honestly, we hadn't nailed down the plans yet. Just trying to figure out our next move. Then my grandma swung by the house a few hours later and ended up crashing on the couch till morning. Notice how she freezes when asked to physically write it down. That awkward silence. A totally calculated police tactic. Forcing someone to write slows their ability to lie simply because putting ink on paper demands absolute story consistency. Casual chatter just became a hard commitment. And honestly, that's exactly where fabricated stories crumble. All right, talk to me about Sunday night. Who were you seeing? Look, does it actually matter who I saw? I'm really trying to avoid dragging innocent people into this mess. Relax, nobody is in trouble. We're merely verifying the timeline. Oh, fine then. Understood. Dante. Got it. Another match from that dating app. Yeah, but honestly, we go way further back. I've known him much longer than I ever knew that other guy. Makes sense. Got his last name? Yeah, sure. Cool. Well, honestly, it was super random anyway. I really only ended up hanging at their place out of sheer boredom, just killing time and grabbing drinks. Nothing serious at all. All right. So Dante's, not Dante. Oh, Dante's. My bad, totally misheard you there. Anyway, did he reach out through the app first, or how did that work? Nah, nothing like that. We literally just text. I've had his actual digits saved forever. Makes sense. Yeah, I basically just hit his line whenever I'm bored and feel like hanging out for a bit. All right, cool. Where's his place located anyway? Over in Cleveland Heights or somewhere else? Yep, exactly. Okay, gotcha. And then later on you meet up with a second guy. What? No way. I didn't get with anyone else that night. Hold on, you just literally mentioned two different guys. Man, this sounds so bad out loud. Look, they were both just chilling at the same house together. They're roommates or whatever. Okay, tracking now. So two dudes at the residence. Dante's was hanging out with Jerome. Jerome who, what's the last name? Dude, I have zero clue. That's the crazy part. I memorized Dante's full name, but Jerome is a total mystery to me. Fair enough. And where exactly is this guy? Like, are they currently living under the same roof? Yeah, obviously. I'm literally just trying to explain where I spent the entire night hanging out. I assumed that was the detail you needed. Honestly, I rushed straight back to my mom's place the second I got the news about him dying. Right. But we're talking about Sunday evening here. Oh, duh. Yeah, Sunday night I was definitely chilling over there. Interesting. Did you end up sleeping over? Yep. Gotcha. And we're talking about Dante's property. Yeah. Technically it's Stephanie's place though. All right. She, the landlord, watched this move. The detective normalizes the chat instead of pressing hard. Reassuring her that nobody's catching a charge, instantly drops her guard. She drops two names, but swears she never mentioned the victim. The cops' true goal map out her entire friend group before she gets completely defensive. So Dante's pays the rent. Exactly. All right, you mentioned Cleveland Heights earlier. Any idea on the street name Noble Road? Yeah, somewhere right off Noble. Does Jerome actually crash there permanently too, or what? Look, they're shacked up together. Supposedly he lives there completely rent-free. Fascinating. And honestly, it's literally just a trap house where everybody goes to hang out and chill. Makes total sense. To be real, I don't poke around in their personal business, right? So you're basically just crashing there to drink and party. Accurate statement. Yeah, pretty much. Then you end up sleeping over till morning. Solid. Now, during those hours you hung out, did you ever bring up this guy to this? Not a single word. Listen, that stays totally off the radar. Giving away info just isn't my style. Hanging out with some dude while gossiping about another man, honestly, that's just strange behavior. I usually play it cool like I'm totally clueless. No, we only asked because maybe you casually mentioned, yeah, I'm acquainted with this guy. Catch my drift? Definitely not. Got it. Look, I just needed to verify that firearms never came up in conversation. Just checking facts here. Meshach was actually the guy carrying heat. Yeah, we're aware. Oh, all right, let's track this. You spent Sunday out, meaning you finally crashed at home on Monday. The second I finished talking to my mother, I headed straight back, literally wrapped up the call and went to the house. When exactly did this happen? 11:30. On Monday. Morning hours? Nah, way later. Like nighttime. Yeah, exactly. She points to Stephanie's pad in Cleveland Heights, a lively hangout. Cops aren't criticizing her choices. They strictly need to trace her exact steps. Who actually showed up, which people drove, who kept an active cell, and who might realize the dead guy carried weapons and cash. Quick question for you. Go ahead. You claim to be hanging at your place for the entirety of Saturday evening, correct? Yeah, all right. We actually chatted with your mother, and she mentioned Saturday. Said it happened to be her actual birthday, wasn't it? She claims you headed out around 2 o'clock that Saturday afternoon, and then she literally didn't lay eyes on you until 11:30 Monday night. Wait, my mother actually told you guys that... Yep, look, she hosted a little birthday celebration. Honestly, I was simply scrambling around trying to organize all the details for her. Did you actually head out? Because on Friday, Mach drops you off, right? He brings you back. Hold up, give me a quick minute. Just need to jot this thought down real quick before it slips my mind. All right, who even brought that up? Anyway, Mach brings you back Friday around 2 o'clock, correct? Now, it definitely happened earlier than 2, right? Maybe around 1:45 since he needed to... Yep, exactly. After that, you leave again. Listen, 2 o'clock is impossible. I sat around my mother's place, killing time for hours. Gotcha. Just before, well, that's what she claimed. I know she confirmed I grabbed my kid's outfit for the party and sorted it all out. Exactly. Yep. Which brings us back to Friday while you... Yeah, that happened on Friday. Correct. Following that, you headed out again Friday evening. Hold on, I never left. I literally spent the entire birthday celebrating with my mother. You know, leading up to it, right before midnight struck for Saturday. I hung out with her all Friday, understand? Then again, Saturday evening for the actual celebration. Okay, got it. Wait, regarding Friday, Oh, my bad. You meant Friday all along, Friday evening. See, my brain was completely focused on Saturday. All right, let's rewind to Friday for a second. We'll tackle Saturday afterward. Makes sense. Sure, absolutely. Here's the initial clash. Mother's version versus Shakira's. The cops pin down the weekend using exact times. If timelines wobble, they never fix mistakes. They just hit replay. Flawless memory isn't the true goal here. They want to see if her tale survives pressure. Listen, we're getting tangled up. To recap, Mach drives you home Friday, and apparently nobody lays eyes on you after that. Makes sense. That happened right around 2 o'clock. Maybe a quarter till actually, since... Fair enough. Regardless, he brings you home. We're looking at roughly 2 o'clock now. Early or late, who cares about the exact minute? The main fact is he leaves you there. Your mother claimed 2 o'clock. You're pushing for a quarter to. Basically, it falls within that specific hour, meaning she completely missed it. She wasn't even hanging around the house right then, although she distinctly remembers you walking through the front door near 2, hanging out for quite a bit before suddenly disappearing again, right before 10 p.m. that Friday, specifically Friday evening. We're talking the exact day prior to her big celebration. You previously mentioned packing up your kids' belongings. Right, I grabbed the fancy dress, basically organized all their little outfits. Correct. So, where exactly did you vanish to Friday evening? You mean after bouncing from my mom's place? Exactly. Honestly, I ended up meeting a buddy of mine, just a different guy I know. Got it. Care to share a name? The guy goes by Albert. Just Albert, yeah. Hey, all right, what's his family name? Gosh, we're definitely connected on Facebook, honestly. Pretty sure it starts with an O, though I couldn't swear to it. Come again, his family name begins with an O. Exactly, except he actually hails from Pennsylvania. Is he currently based out there? Wait, this guy drove across state lines from Pennsylvania just to grab you. Look, his place is up in Newcastle. Roughly an hour-and-a-half commute. Fair enough, meaning he makes that massive drive. I mean, sure, obviously. Interesting. Moving on. Where exactly do you and this Albert head next? Well, we ended up booking a hotel. Really, a which spot? Somewhere located down Northville Road. Northville, care to drop the actual business name? It was the Hireland Inn. Excuse me, the Hireland Inn. Hi, what now? Hireland Inn. Gotcha. Did you meet him on Plenty of Fish too? Yeah, definitely. Perfect. Shakira introduces a fresh character, Albert, a dating app match from Pennsylvania plus a Northfield Road motel. For detectives, lodgings are absolute goldmines. Think front desk registries, lobby surveillance, and digital keys. Each fresh clue hands these investigators another string to yank on once the interview ends. Let's continue. You two arrive at this spot, correct? Meaning Friday evening. Did you crash at that motel until sunrise? Sure did. Understood. Let me guess. Did your buddy cover the bill? Absolutely, he paid for everything. Cool. What were you about to add just then? Come again? Oh, right. That's exactly where I crashed Saturday evening. Didn't you mean Friday? Nah, Saturday. But you returned home on Saturday. Look, whatever. Basically, Saturday followed right after. Obviously. Sure, meaning my Saturday matched my Friday C exactly. Moving into Saturday. Honestly, you're spinning my head in circles. I swear you keep swapping the days back and forth. Fine, let's just talk Saturday morning then. Gotcha. Friday evening involves crashing over at the Highlander Inn. Yep. Perfect. Following that, exactly when do you walk back into your house on Saturday? I follow you. Right after turning in my room keys. Makes sense, got it. Moving on. Right. So I went ahead. Yep. Wait, you did what? Excuse me, what did you do? Checked out of the motel? Perfect. Following that move, what's your next destination? Wow, you guys probably confirmed that part already, right? Point is, where did you head straight back to my mom's place? Over to your mom's, got it. Happen to recall the exact hour you pulled up. Any clue at all? Honestly, no idea when I walked in. Fair enough. Your mother claims it was pushing 11:30 or midday. Does that sound accurate? I mean, pretty much right after I left the front desk? Understood. Honestly, I genuinely couldn't give you a precise clock punch. I just existed. Right. Fair enough. Following that, she claims you disappeared once more by 2 o'clock. On Saturday precisely. Middle of Saturday. Sure. Honestly though, the dynamic with my mother is super messy. Don't get me wrong, I care about her immensely. But ever since my release, it's like we're speaking entirely different languages nowadays. Basically, I pop in to check on my little ones, then bounce. Lately, I've just been living completely on a whim, mostly just partying and hanging around, you feel me, right? which honestly makes it super awkward trying to justify my crazy routine to someone wearing a badge. No one is criticizing your choices. Well, I definitely feel under a microscope here. Oh, stop. Seriously. Trust me. I've got plenty of wild tales of my own. My bad. I apologize. Hey, listen, seriously, I'm totally not that type of guy. We aren't pointing fingers at your behavior. Not our job. We simply want some answers for Meshach's loved ones. True. She stays absolutely adamant about the Saturday motel stay, then Sunday with Dante and Jerome. Yet she constantly circles back bleeding Friday into Saturday. That's classic timeline bleeding. Occurs when fresh lies crash into earlier statements. The cops simply let the silence hang. The inconsistencies literally record themselves. So did you casually mention Meshach's stash to these men? The pills, the weed, the booze, maybe his weapons? You absolutely positive? Without a doubt. Seriously, whenever I'm hooking up, bringing up other dudes is the last thing on my mind. Guys immediately assume I'm completely available. Let's pivot. What if you fell asleep? Could a guy simply snatch your unlocked screen, pull up that dating app, and scroll through your private chats? I suppose that could definitely happen. Did Meshach ever text photos flexing his firearms or bags of weed? Never. He constantly blew up my phone trying to burn one together, though. Fair enough. Look, we're talking about hanging out, smoking up. Are you absolutely certain you never told any of those dudes, hey, listen to me, that you had a hookup for Xanax or anything similar? I hate that kind of garbage, seriously. And look, I already admitted I was messing around with a few things these past few days. Besides, I barely even have a working cell phone right now. That's exactly my point. Catch my drift. I literally have to sit at the house just to grab a Wi-Fi signal to send texts. Or I'm stuck back at that room doing the exact same thing. While Dante's and Jerome both have internet access. Anyway, do you feel ready to wrap up your written statement? Should I grab you a water or something from the back, man? I am just incredibly overwhelmed. Excuse me. Yeah, just totally stressed. My mother wouldn't stop writing my case the entire car ride down to the station today. Right. Kept lecturing me like you need to turn things around. Honestly. She literally told me that she completely realizes I'd never actually try to physically harm another human being out there. She goes, I seriously doubt you were involved, but look at your lifestyle. Bouncing around from couch to couch, constantly just partying. And on top of all that madness, you have literal children to raise. Honestly, the main trigger that completely wrecked my head and pushed me right back into using heavy again was the sheer stress of it all. Getting released, dealing with my infant, and suddenly playing full-time supermom overnight. For 152 straight days, I was completely absent from her life, so jumping back in just absolutely broke me. Investigators dig into potential motives pushing hard about pills, marijuana, and fake supply runs. She deflects entirely. Pay close attention to her exact words. Saying she hates that garbage is a classic distancing tactic, letting her deny involvement without taking back her earlier confessions. Yeah. Plus, my baby took a fall about 2 weeks back. I didn't actually drop her, she just tumbled right off the sofa cushions. That specific incident is honestly what triggered me to start getting high. Are you keeping in touch with the dads at all? One dude or two, separate ones. You've got 2 children, correct? Yeah, 2 babies. The dad for my oldest kid is currently locked up over in Youngstown. Got it. And the second guy, man zero communication with him whatsoever. Okay. Honestly, I don't even know for absolutely sure who the real father is. Like regarding my youngest baby girl, I have no solid clue about the paternity. Makes sense. Therefore, I simply avoid reaching out to anybody. Understood. Sounds good. Let's move along. Just wrap up writing that document and your mother can drive you straight home afterward. Sounds like a plan. Sure. Listen, do you mind if I step out to verify a detail? Is it cool? Wait, are you walking out on me? Give me maybe 5 to 10 minutes to look into this. 5 minutes is way too damn long. Hardly. Why am I not allowed to tag along? Fine, go. Do your thing. I'll just sit down here. Why aren't you guys videotaping this entire conversation? Actually, you probably are filming me. Listen, writing that stuff down is completely optional if you're not feeling it. Your call entirely. Honestly, my brain is just totally fried. Sure, I get it. I literally cannot process a single thought right now. No worries at all. Totally understandable. My bad for being difficult. Don't sweat it. Hand that paper over to me. Let me go verify one quick detail, and I'll return shortly. Cool. Give me 2 seconds. Sure. Makes total sense. Moving forward. She claims she feels suffocated, begging the cop to stay. This desperate clinginess always surfaces during extreme panic. The interrogator remains neutral, since a safe space guarantees she keeps talking. Her endless rambling actually exposes the massive holes in her story's chronological flow. Look, I promised I'd only be gone 2 minutes. Sure did. Listen, did you happen to have that smartphone handy so I can check your dating app? Say what? Nope, left my cell behind. Are you sure it isn't out in your mom's car? Seriously, no, I promise. All right, understood. Anyway, is there a chance? Look, my device is completely useless unless I'm indoors. The station has a wireless connection. I know, but honestly, I just didn't bring the damn thing. Fair enough. Kind of wish I brought it anyway. Look, perhaps we could swing by and check the device later today. Would you be open to us dropping by your residence to scroll through it? Come over to my place. Exactly. Forget that. I'll just hand over my password right now. Well, okay. I have zero clue what my plans are tonight, and this situation is absolutely frying my nerves. What else are you taking? Are you messing with anything harder than marijuana? Any PCP blunts mixed in? Seriously, what on earth is PCP God? No. Understood. Literally nothing but pot, I swear. Just booze along with it. Oh yeah, definitely liquor. Tossing too many shots recently. Gotcha. So, what's your password? It's so pretty, SubBBW. Hold up. Is that your actual screen name? Yes, but once you finish checking, will you completely erase my profile? Sure thing. Spell it out. Simply so pretty. Capital BBW. Then it's so pretty. Listen, here's exactly how we'll handle this. Right. Scribble the info on this notepad. Perfect. Wait, is there a laptop in here somewhere? Absolutely. Need me to type the password in myself? Does this platform even load properly on a standard desktop? Usually you need a mobile device. False standard web browsers work perfectly fine for it. Sweet. What about using my smartphone instead? Just install the application directly. That should work. Correct, definitely. Sounds like a plan. Give me a second to grab my device. Honestly, I have zero clue what evidence you expect to find anyway. Look, I just need to verify everything. Totally, sure thing. Seriously, thanks for cooperating. Being transparent is literally my only option here. Lord help me. At minimum, you'll see how dudes just constantly flood my direct messages. Honestly, I never really go out of my way hunting for guys. They always track me down first. Makes sense. Jot down every single username so I have a record to reference later on. Would you mind doing that? Not a problem. Gotcha. I'm deleting that trash profile permanently. Wise decision. The detective switched focus to her dating app. Logging in directly generates real-time proof securing chat histories, initial match timestamps, and specific location data. The suspect volunteers passwords and guides them through the interface. Playing nice seems beneficial, yet it secretly establishes concrete timestamps that destroy her alibi. You won't find it in my main folder since I frequently clear that out. My bad. Look, I'm genuinely trying to assist you here. Don't worry about it. Serious, I am doing my best. I've been trapped in this room way longer than expected. Give me a callback number just in case. You'll need to dial my mom's cell. Understood. That is literally the only working contact info I possess right now. Fair enough. Honestly, though, I swear I won't wander far from the house anyway. Sounds good. Frankly, wandering around town just feels incredibly stupid at this point. Mainly because my brain is shot. Let me dig through these old chats to find him. Oh, perfect. Guess everyone in my inbox is practically dead now. Looking at this, the most recent timestamp shows up as November 24th in my current thread history. My personal application data simply refuses to load anything older than that. I remember clearly that we ditched the dating app entirely around November 21st. After that specific day, we completely switched over to standard SMS messaging instead. Listen, the whole reason I'm pulling this up is to prove this platform is where we originally connected. From there, things just naturally progressed. Catch my drift. We were barely talking. Wait, there's his picture. Finally tracked his account down. Honestly, this profile doesn't look familiar. Why does it say simply, myself say what? That's his literal bio. It just says simply myself. Seriously, is that phrase meant to be his official handle? Or what? Not exactly. It functions more like a personal catchphrase. Gotcha. So they let users type out a little philosophical snippet right at the top. Makes perfect sense. Like my personal tagline claims, I am completely unforgettable. That's my header. His just says, simply myself. Let me quickly scan our chat history to jog my memory. Hold up, that button actually does. Wait a second. Never mind. Tapping that specific icon reveals the other person's identity. Exactly. Oh look, I remember messaging him that my old cell broke mainly because I absolutely hated giving out my real digits. Anyway, that sums up our interaction. She uncovers dating app threads from November 20th to 21st. This aligns with her claim about connecting right before Thanksgiving. Electronic footprints destroy a suspect's ability to lie. These records reveal who initiated contact when schemes hatched and if she actively hunted targets. Nowadays, text histories serve as the ultimate undeniable truth. Look at the actual evidence right here. You can clearly see our conversation started on the 21st, and honestly, we were literally just talking about smoking. Nothing deeper than that, seriously. I flat out told the guy I didn't have any weed on me, and he immediately goes, he plays the whole, hey, I've got plenty, so why don't you just come over to my place kind of game. So he messages me saying, hope your Thanksgiving was good. It was right around that time. Yeah, exactly. Because we first met right before the holiday, like the 20th. And honestly, the only reason he hit me up on Plenty of Fish again was because he'd lost my number. So he reaches out, like, hey, I don't have your digits anymore. What are you up to? And yeah, that exact moment was literally the very first time we ever hung out. Right before Thanksgiving. Pretty sure it was actually the night before. That was our official first meeting. You want me to add more? I really can't think of anything. Look, I'm trying my hardest to help out here. I really am, but that's basically all I know. Okay, thanks. That's exactly how everything happened. And honestly, I really just don't want to make his poor mother feel terrible about him. I know you're trying to figure this out. Right, seeking justice for him. So I definitely refused to paint him as some villain. They asked if they could call again, maybe have me swing by for a quick chat. I said sure, just in case any more questions pop up. Awesome. Just do what you gotta do. All right, let's go. Honestly, I'm staying far away from that dating app from now on. Yeah, like I mentioned, you can just delete your profile. Good call. Slowly but surely, detectives pieced together every single phone record, lie, and movement. Prosecutors argue she returned after that Saturday visit, completely robbed the place, and murdered Mach. The jury ultimately nailed Shakira Graham for murder, aggravated assault, grand theft, and handling stolen goods. Life behind bars with a possible parole. He was a guy who remembered every birthday, never missed a Christmas, always celebrated Mother's Day, and honestly, he gave the absolute best gifts. Fast forward to March 2020. 25-year-old Shakira Graham got slapped with a life sentence. She could see parole after 25 years paying the ultimate price for slaughtering 27-year-old Meshach Cornwall down in Garfield Heights, Ohio. They connected on Plenty of Fish, dated for a hot second, and then things went completely sideways. On December 17th, 2018, she went back to his place, shot him dead. Multiple times. Then she casually swiped his mom's car, 2 guns, phones, and anything else she could carry. How did she get caught? Her stories just didn't add up. Cops tracked her digital footprint on the dating app and eventually found the stolen gear. A Cuyahoga County jury quickly convicted her of murder, severe assault, grand theft, and possessing stolen property. At sentencing, the judge didn't hold back. He slammed her for the calculated setup, an absolute betrayal, ending in Cornwall's death. Graham's life sentence wasn't just for the brutal murder. It was the absolute ultimate punishment for her massive, deliberate web of lies. Behind every true crime story lies more than shock or mystery. It reveals the fragile boundaries of trust, love, and human judgment. What this story ultimately teaches us is not just about the crime itself, but about the warning signs we often overlook. Too often, manipulation hides behind charm control, disguises itself as care, and danger grows quietly in places that once felt safe. This is a powerful reminder to trust your instincts. When something feels wrong, that it often is. Silence, fear, or denial can give harmful situations the space they need to escalate. Awareness is not paranoia, it is protection. It also speaks to the importance of accountability and truth. No matter how carefully someone tries to deceive, the truth has a way of surfacing. Justice may take time, but it depends on persistence, courage, and the willingness to ask difficult questions. Most importantly, this story calls us to value human life more deeply. Every victim is more than a headline. They are someone's child partner or parent. Empathy must guide how we consume and respond to these stories. In the end, the lesson is clear. Stay aware. Speak up and never underestimate the power of truth.